Yeah, that was kind of funny when I clicked on that first video. I was like, this is 3 seconds long. You sent the right one. You had a good start to this, but I figured because of how it ended, it's worth doing for a bit longer, even if it means an entire week again. Yeah, you're definitely flying through stuff with what you've been demonstrating so far, which is really, really damn good. Most people are not playing things as fast as you are in that short a time. So you're flying through. With this one, yes, there is a bit of polyrhythm going on and polymeter. There's a lot to unpack with this guy. So now that it's time to make video, let's get more involved with explanation of things here instead of just a quick little text. So you were keeping like the ghost drum stuff going, except at the very end. I think that's what may have tripped you up. It got a little bit off there at the end of the video. So this rhythm, which you probably already noticed, and like I think I may have mentioned it in your email, but yeah, that rhythm is the exact same thing as this. So in looking at it, we got, the eighth note, or the quarter note tied to the eighth note tied to the quarter note, and it continues to do that throughout. It always goes quarter tied to eight, eight tied to quarter, quarter tied to eight, eight tied to quarter, quarter to eight, eight to quarter, quarter to eight, eight to quarter. And then down here, instead of doing all those ties, whenever possible, we use the dotted quarter note to show that we have everything ringing out a beat and a half. So that's why when we're doing the ghost drum stuff, we hit one strum, miss two of them. Hit one strum, miss two of them. So hit, miss, miss, hit, miss, miss, hit, miss, miss, hit. Like a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And thinking about the 1, 2, 3, that can actually be helpful here. Got a couple ways we can go about playing this to simplify the complexity. So yeah, it is a polyrhythm because we have chords, like two chords evenly spaced across the 3 beats. So there's your 1, 2 chords across 1, 2, 3 beats. So this is happening 1, 2, 3, 4 times and before it starts over again. So in our 4/4 time signature, we have this polyrhythm that happens 4 times. So across 3 bars, it happens 4 times and then it starts over again. So in addition to the polyrhythm, we have the polymeter. So polyrhythm, the way I like to look at it, simple way, is you basically have like 2 tempos happening at the same time. So one tempo is the 2 chords. The other tempo is the 3 beats, or like how the metronome's clicking, okay? So you got the metronome clicking away at one speed, and then the chords are at a different speed, but after 3 beats, it all lines up again. So that's the polyrhythm part. Shouldn't it be called like polytempo? I think polytempo makes more sense because it's not just multiple rhythms. We have different tempos we're basically following. Polymeter means we have 2 different time signatures we're thinking about. Obviously, we have the 4/4 because it says it. But it's also a 3/4 if you think about it in terms of how many beats occur before the rhythmic pattern begins again. So instead of thinking about this in a 4/4 setting, or 4/4 time signature, and counting it using the old grid up here, that one, cheat and count it as a 3/4. That's one way you can do it. You just got to pay attention to how many times you strum the chord before going into the next bar. So instead of doing it like counting this as like the 1 and 4 and 3 and 2 and, you can, totally fine. You can just count it as like a 1 and 1 and 1 and 1 and just kind of, again, just treat it like it's a 3-4 to simplify it. The other way you can do it is to count threes a bunch, if it helps. So, again, you can count it like it's a 3-4. Just got to be careful when you change the chords. So if I count it like a 3-4, it would be something like this. I'm still going to count 4 because we are in a 4-4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3s. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And every time you say 1, you strum. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, either way, as long as you get the job done, that's what matters. 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Start again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Now, when I'm used to that, when it gets going faster, and being used to the strum pattern, what you can do is just count how many times you played the chord. But you got to make sure you get that strum pattern in there. That includes all the missed strokes. So, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. But it's not going to work, I don't think, unless you got the ghost strums going in there. So you got to make sure you can keep all that ghost strum action happening. And then you just count how many times you strum the chord. But you got to be comfortable with that rhythm pattern, including the ghost strums and all that. Again, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And 240. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeats. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, I'm losing it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Requires a ridiculous amount of concentration. All right, this one. This is harder than it looks. So, once again, we got rhythm written out a couple different ways. First way, really just a bunch of tied eighth notes again. So you see, we aren't playing on the downbeat very much, or really at all. And then the same thing down here. This is all on the upbeat. So the only time you strum down is at the beginning and the end. That's it. Everything else is all upstrokes, upbeats. Now, counting this kind of thing, this one makes sense to say like everything, really, especially at the beginning, to keep track of how many beats you've played. So at least quietly saying the 1, 2, 3, and 4 is very helpful on something like this. The reason why this is harder than it looks is we all have a tendency, all of us, when that metronome is going fast enough, we tend to let the upstrokes drift into the oncoming downbeat, and then we want to end up strumming up when the metronome's clicking, because it's really tough to only play in between the clicks, because our brain hears that clicking. We want to play when it clicks, but we got to try and play in between. So when it gets going faster, something I've noticed that helps is you want to do the upstrokes earlier than you think, and that can help you be right in the middle. But that's only when it gets going, faster, and you notice that you're drifting into the oncoming downbeat. So you got to be really, really careful with this one, because again, it's really easy to drift into that downbeat. I can't remember if I may have maybe a couple times done something like this at 240. This is a real huge pain in the butt. So getting to 240, I wouldn't expect that one. Totally fine not to do it. Just try and go a little bit faster each day, if possible. But yeah, this one, really good for making sure you can stay in between the beats, which helps out with rhythm immensely, I feel. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll really nod my head much more aggressively than normal for stuff like this, because it really helps me lock into the beat. Let's go to 160 next. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 180. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 201, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Really, really difficult. Let's try 220. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm not sure. So I'm not even going to fiddle with that. So I will say with this one, if you're doing well at 180, send an early video. Let's do the repeats at 180. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Go. All right, any questions come up, let me know, and I'll see you again in your new videos.